Ladies and gentlemen, Unsi Shay here, and I got something for y'all that's gonna spark a whole lot of debate, a whole lot of jaw-jacking, and maybe even some bruised egos around the league. Pete Prisco done dropped his top 100 NFL players of 2025, and Lord have mercy. There's plenty to unpack. Let me start by saying this loud and proud. Patrick Mahomes is still that dude. I don't care what the box score says. I don't care if he ain't throwing for 5,000 yards or 50 touchdowns. If you give every GM in the league a clean slate and ask him who they taking first to start a franchise, Mahomes wins that vote 31-1, and the one that don't pick him fired on Monday. So, Prisco got Mahomes at no one. You know what? No notes from Unsee. That's the right call. Let's not act brand new. The man got 2 MVPs, 3 Super Bowl rings, and he making things happen with a receiving core you couldn't pick out of a crowd at Walmart. Josh Allen at number 4. That's a grown man right there. Now, he might not have the hardware Mahomes has, but if you try to tell me there's 5 better players in this league than Josh Allen, you lying to me yourself and your grandma. Man's built like a linebacker, throws like a rocket launcher, and leads like a general. Lamar Jackson at no 6, chef's kiss. MVP caliber season in 24 showed everybody he can still put the whole franchise on his back. When Lamar healthy and locked in, ain't too many like him. And Joe Burrow at no 7, cold-blooded, ice water in his veins, even banged up last year. You can't keep a tiger in the cage forever. He's coming. Now here's where it get interesting. Yes, Lord. Saquon finally getting his flowers. Rank no. 5. Let me tell you something. When healthy, and that's been the knock, Saquon is a cheat code. Ain't no linebacker wanna meet him in the hole, and ain't no safety wanna try to arm tackle him in space. He looked like a bodybuilder, moves like a ballerina, and has vision like a chess master. What he did in 24, man, he carried that offense like rent was due. 1,700 yards from scrimmage, double-digit touchdowns, and he made everybody from the quarterback to the left tackle look better just by being on the field. And he ain't alone. 5 other running backs in the top 50. That's a win for the position, especially in a league that loves to tell you the RB don't matter. Two edge rushers made the top 10, and you'll already know who they are. Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. Myles, built like he been chiseled out of granite. His bull rush ain't fair. Man can turn the edge and bend like he made of rubber. He gives O-linemen PTSD. And Parsons, a heat-seeking missile. He's every quarterback's worst nightmare and every coordinator's problem to solve. Swiss Army knife with attitude. 2 wideouts cracked the top 10, and deservedly so. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Bruh, they don't run routes. They paint portraits. They make Sundays into highlight reels. You blink, and they gone. Jefferson might just be the best route runner in the game. And Chase, that boy don't catch passes. He snatches soul. For the first time in forever, ain't no offensive lineman in the top 10. That's a travesty. Trent Williams, Zach Martin, guys like that, still anchoring teams. I get it. They don't get the shine. But ask any QB in the league who their best friend is. Oh, their left tackle. Some linemen were close, Prisco said. But being close don't pay the rent. Now this here is where Prisco said he had trouble. From spots 20 to 60, he said that was the hardest part. And I see why. You got that second tier of greats. Not quite top 10, but right on the edge. Think of players like A.J. Brown, Roquan Smith, Chris Jones, Jalen Waddle, Sauce Gardner, all dogs, all game wreckers, but stacking him, that's a thankless job. You put Sauce at 28, and folks say he too high. Put him at 45, and Jets fans go riot. But that just speaks to how tight that race is. This ain't the NBA where a top 20 player clearly better than no 50 in the NFL, one big play, one blown ACL, and the script flips. You want to talk shockers? Let's talk about those unexpected risers. You had UFL standouts sneaking into honorable mentions. That's right. Spring football finally paying off. And then there's the rookies. Prisco ain't afraid to give flowers early. Marvin Harrison Jr. made the list. Already? Yes, sir. That boy was born to catch passes. The moment he walked into the league, he made cornerbacks start stretching extra long pregame. You know one's got to throw some shade here? No Dak Prescott in the top 50? Come on now. I know he ain't perfect, but if you give Jared Goff some shine, which I agree with, you can't just dismiss Dak. Also, where my dog Fred Warner at in the top 15? That man, like a GPS system for the 49ers defense, calls the plays, makes the hits, covers tight ends, and still got energy for post-game interviews. Let's show some love to the glue guys. The ones who don't make headlines but keep teams together. Guys like Antoine Winfield Jr., who continues to be a rock in Tampa's secondary. Or Christian Darrisaw, a rising star protecting Kirk Cousins' blind side. These dudes might not sell jerseys, but they win games. And don't sleep on tight ends. Travis Kelce might be aging, but George Kittle and Sam Laporta are keeping the torch lit. Laporta especially. Kid came out of nowhere and is playing like a 10-year vet. You know who else deserves a shout? The high IQ linebackers like Demario Davis and Foyesade Oluokun. These cats may not lead the league in highlights, but ask any coach. They're the brains of the operation. And special teams? Nobody talks about EM till a game gets decided by a 55-yarder. Justin Tucker, still Mr. Automatic. That man kicks like he's using cheat codes. Look, I give Pete his props. He'd been dropping top 100 since I had braids. But this year's list, it shows how deep and talented the league is, but also how hard it is to rank greatness. We live in an NFL era where the gap between the 10th best player and the 50th might be a single playoff performance. That's what makes it so beautiful, but also what makes lists like these so controversial. So to wrap it all up, Prisco got some things right, like Mahomes at no. One Saquon getting his shine, and edge rushers getting their due. But there's some head scratchers, some snubs, and some spicy takes. And y'all already know, I'll be talking about this all week on Club Shay Shit. Until then, keep your head on a swivel, protect your QB, and always, always respect greatness when you see it. Shannon Sharp, aka Unsee Shay Shay Shay.